My name is Fernando Chavez, and I'm queued up to learn.
Hey everybody, welcome to Queued Up. So very excited for today's episode. We have joining us Fernando Chavez. So welcome, Fernando. Great to have you here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here. All right, so we have three quick questions for you. So the very first question is,
Right now, with education, I think there's the ability to innovate that's been unprecedented. Since we've studied education from Socrates to like 1980, education's pretty much been the same in terms of the approach and how we convey information. With the advent of all this technology, all these apps, all the access our students have to information, we as educators have to innovate more so than ever. And a lot of people that might be a deterrent, or they could be scared or intimidated by it, but I think of it as something to be excited about, because I get to basically set up education or educational philosophy for the next century, 2 centuries, 3 centuries.
that is so true. It all scaffolds like on itself. So great point there. All right, so second question for you is,
So one of the educator bucket lists that I'm going to scratch off this year is delivering my first keynote. Now, I've always had philosophies. I always wanted to share my message, and it's time to do it. And I'm developing a keynote currently. It's related to equity, but it's also related to the uniqueness of every child, coupled with language acquisition and serving our diverse learners. So that's kind of where I'm at with my keynote. So I'm excited to deliver the keynote. Whether it be 2 people to listen to it or 2,000 people to listen to it, I'm going to deliver a keynote. And that's what's going to be scratched off my bucket list.
oh, that is super awesome. Yeah, and I hope to be in the front row when you do give that keynote. So that is fantastic.
Kind of related to the answer to my first question, I think just challenge yourself, innovate, switch it up. We constantly ask our students to get out of their comfort zone when they're presented with new information or new ways of learning. We as educators need to do the same thing. We need to lead by example. And in this ever-changing world, with new apps and technologies being created to serve the needs of our students, we as educators need to step out of our comfort zone and grow and change and not stay stagnant. So that's the advice I have to everybody: is be willing to fail, be willing to struggle, because ultimately if you discover something new, something that could be transformative for our students, I think it would be very impactful.
So it's all about that productive struggle. So I love it. So
Exactly.
yeah, so thank you so much, Fernando, for joining us. And thank you to everybody for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the flip side.
Thank you so much, Sarah. And like I said, I appreciate you having me on. Follow me on social media. My Twitter is I just created it today. This is my new education Twitter. It's at iHeartFernie. Heart is spelled like you normally would spell it, and Fernie is Fernie.